In the city, busloads of evacuees were now trying to make it to the embassy, but many of them were stuck in the chaos of Saigon.
There were probably 25, 30, 40 people out there in the streets, you know, and trying to get on that bus. And at that point, it was sheer panic. Kids were being pushed through the windows, you know. I mean, it was absolute mayhem. You know, I mean, they were paralyzed with fear, you know. They were willing to basically pass their own children to someone on the bus who could get the child out of the country.
Trapped in the middle of the city, Moorfield decided to call the embassy to ask where he should go.
One at a time.
He went into a nearby building, only to find hundreds more evacuees waiting to be picked up.
What I found was, you know, several hundred people waiting in the courtyard who had been told that we were going to evacuate them, that we would help them, and they were there waiting. And as I walked in, everyone, you know, who was all seated down, looked up at me, you know, somewhat expectantly, and then, you know, I had to walk through them. I think they became aware that I was not looking like I was there to help them. And indeed I wasn't, and I couldn't. So I made my phone call, and then I had to walk back through them on the way out, and I knew I was leaving them, and they knew I was leaving them, and that was the last hours home. I'm sure they never got out. So I recall it was late afternoon, around 5:30, 6 o'clock, when I finally was able to slip into the embassy.
I mean, there's a point at which everything just falls apart, but that didn't change the ultimate fact that there were key locals, Vietnamese, to whom a commitment had been made and where we failed in the commitment. Had we moved earlier and started evacuating more of them sooner, we might have gotten more of them out.
You know, whenever you have a tough situation like this, there are people, you know, who can't hack it. And this criticism, it's all too late, is a bunch of nonsense.
I don't feel vindictive about what happened in the last few hours. I mean, chaos is chaos, and there's not much you can do about it. But everything leading up to the chaos is where my anger still surfaces about it, and my feelings about it, because much more should have been done by then.